YouTube, what it do? It's your boy, Reggie, with the light, back with another episode of Narrowminded, where I come to bring you to the light. Listen, today's episode is going to be about the vaccination being the new form of discrimination. And we all know what's going on in the world today. We all know that people are losing their jobs because they don't want to take this vaccination. People are unable to play the sport that they've been playing their entire life unless they get this vaccination, whether it's professional basketball or professional football and pretty much all professional sports. People cannot go into the stadiums if they do not receive this vaccination. It was a story about the Oakland Raiders, the new stadium that they got in Las Vegas. Their first home game, they stopped people at the gates who did not have the vaccination. But guess what? They were able to receive the vaccination at the game. Now, this game is not a medical facility at all. The football stadium is not a medical facility. But if you wanted to go inside the stadium and watch a live football game, they had it to where you can get a vaccination right there on the spot. Now, I'm sorry, but that's kind of crazy to me. Like that's kind of crazy to me. People are out here selling their souls, so to speak. If you read the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Selling their souls just to go watch a football game. And that's why the Bible tells you do not have any idols. One of my favorite players of all time, one of the players that I root for all the time, LeBron James, the Lakers had their press conference for the beginning of the season just the other day. And he was saying, yeah, I took the vaccination after I did my research. It was in the best interest of me, and it was the best thing for my family for me to get vaccinated. And the truth is that's a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? Either two things that happen. Either he's lying that he got vaccinated, and they said you can lie, just tell the people that you got vaccinated, or he actually did get vaccinated. But either way, it was against his better judgment. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it at all, but he had to do it. If he wanted to continue to play in the NBA and continue to chase, the record books and try to become one of the greatest basketball player of all time, in order for him to do that, he had to take this vaccination in order for him to continue his NBA career, a career that he worked so hard for, a career that got his family out of poverty. And he had to risk it all and do something against his own judgment, because we all know he didn't want to get it. But the only good thing he said was, I'm not the one who's up here trying to, persuade people. I'm not going to be the one who's persuading people to go get the vaccination. But we all know he had to do it in order to continue to play in the NBA. The same thing they're doing with Kyrie Irving, trying to force him to get the vaccination. You hear all of these celebrities on the radio stations calling people stupid and dumb. I heard Steve Harvey call Kyrie stupid this morning on the radio station just because he just because he said he don't want to get the vaccination. Now, this is the new discrimination. Not only are you going to be discriminated for, your social or economic class, and not only are you going to be discriminated for your skin color, but it's also now the vaccination is a new form of discrimination, and it is a way for the elite, the powers that be, to remain in power. And they know that the poor people, the people of color, black people, mainly black people and Spanish people, have a connection with God. See, they know that the black people and the Spanish people of the world are the true children of God. And they know that last shall be first and first shall be last. And they know that their time is coming up. And the only way that they can continue this longer is if they can get God's chosen people to fall for the trap of getting vaccinated. Now, if you read the Holy Bible, you already know that this is the mark of the beast. I don't really have to say too much more. And I don't even know how long this video is going to stay up on YouTube, because they don't like you telling the truth. They will take your video down, but I'm going to say it anyway. And if they take it down, they take it down. But we already know that this is the mark of the beast. But people are being forced into getting the mark of the beast because they're afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid of losing everything that they worked for their entire lives for. But that's what happens when you chase after after you chase after what the devil have for you, rather than chasing after what God have for you. See, when God have good things for you, you wouldn't have to sacrifice your soul to get these good things that God have for you. And the trick that the devil is making you to believe is that he's more powerful than God. He's making people to believe that God will not make a way for them. As if God did not create the birds, God did not create the trees, God did not create the oceans, God did not create the earth, God did not create the heavens, the stars, the trees, the birds, the animals. All of them are fed every day. They still have a home every day. They still survive every day without getting a vaccination. Because God provides for them, just like God will provide for you if you say no to getting the vaccination. But no, y'all are so afraid. Y'all do not have no connection with God. Y'all do not have no relationship with God. Y'all have turned your back on God for worldly goods. So what profit a man who gains the entire world but lose his only soul? So y'all are falling for the trick by the thousands, by the millions. And the funny thing is, you don't even realize that we have the power. We outnumber these people. We outnumber the elite. What do they say? The elite is just 1%. So it's 99. The other 99% is being forced to do something that they don't want to do by 1% of people. And that's how weak we are. And that's how delusional we are. And that's how misguided we are. And that's how programmed we are. Y'all want to believe everything that's on the media, not knowing that the media is controlled by the 1%. The media is controlled by the elite. And everybody who works for the media is controlled by the elite. But y'all still want to continue to believe everything that they're saying. That y'all want to believe the fear that they're spewing to you on the news, on your favorite channels, on ESPN. On your favorite talk show channels, on your favorite radio stations. They all saying the same thing. They're all trying to turn the people who don't want to get vaccinated into the villain and making it seem like we're doing something wrong. No, whoever created the vaccination did something wrong. And now you're being forced against your own will to put something within your body that you don't even know what it's going to do. Oh man, I'm good. First it was 1 shot. Then it's 2 shots. Then it's 3 shots. Then it's a booster shot. Then it's going to be a 5th shot. Then it's going to be another variant. And they ain't never going to stop doing this to y'all. Because once you open Pandora's box, it's never going to close. And y'all don't understand the road that y'all going down. And it's a road that's leading straight to hell. You have no control over what goes in your body. Now, Texas passed a rule that you cannot get an abortion after 6 weeks. But guess who sued Texas for this ruling? The federal government sued them, saying women should have control over their own body. But then the federal government turns around and say, but as far as this vaccination goes, you should not have control over your own body. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, people. It don't make sense. And y'all know it don't make sense. Y'all see what they're doing. You see the pressure that they're putting on people to get vaccinated, taking people's jobs away. I'm talking about qualified doctors and people who've been practicing and went to school for 10 to 20 years of education. They're letting them go in New York or anywhere around the world who do not want to get vaccinated. And these are doctors. They know all about the human body, all about anatomy, all about biology, everything. And they're saying that and just because the doctors don't want to agree with the narrative of the powers that be in the elite, they let them go. These people who are qualified to work on your body, and they're bringing in like people who are not qualified to be a doctor. They're bringing in people who have not practiced for years, and they're bringing in what is it, the Coast Guard or whoever to be a doctor. Like, y'all got to understand, the devil world is going to crumble. It has no choice but to crumble, because the last will be first and the first shall be last. So for all of you who's out there falling for the trick, you know what I'm saying? The only thing we could have did was the 99% should have said, no, we're not taking the vaccination. And guess what would have happened to the 1%? It wasn't nothing that they would have been able to do. They would have lost full control. But they're pushing this so hard because they know that if people are defiant and people just say, no, I'm not doing it, they're going to start to lose control. And they can't lose control, but let me tell you one thing. They're still going to lose control. It's not even going to matter. It's not going to matter. Last shall be first and first shall be last. Rebecca, Isaac's wife, had 2 sons, twins, Esau and Jacob. Esau was a redhead. He came out first. Jacob came out second. Guess who God loved? Jacob. Esau was a cunning hunter. And Jacob was a good cook. He could cook and feed himself. Esau didn't know how to feed himself, so Esau went to Jacob one day after he was out in the field and asked Jacob, can you please give me some of the food and the porridge that you cook? And Jacob said, sure, I'll give it to you if you give me your birthright, because Esau was born first. And Esau sold Jacob his birthright. And Jacob was blessed by God because now Jacob was seen as the firstborn son. And that's the same thing you guys are doing right now, going to get that vaccination. You're giving up your birthright. You are God's children, and you're giving it up to Satan just to be a part of his world that's going to crumble anyway. So you're putting yourself in a lose-lose situation. You acting like God will not provide for you when God will provide for you. But you got to believe, and you got to have faith, and you got to go back to God and talk to God. You got to read God's word, and you got to pray. But y'all want to believe the enemy that's on the news telling you, oh man, the numbers are rising. How, if everybody's getting vaccinated, how in the hell are the numbers rising? Also, why would I go get vaccinated when even if I am vaccinated, I can still spread COVID and I can still get COVID. So what are you saying? So how are you going to villainize people who are not being vaccinated, and the people who are vaccinated can still spread COVID and can still contract COVID? So this is you're villainizing people for no reason. Watch the NFL, and they're going to tell you every week certain players are out because of COVID protocols, because they contracted COVID. And most of the time, these players have been vaccinated. So what the hell? Listen, it's a trick. And they don't tell you the survival rate once you get this. They don't tell you that the survival rate is 98 something percent, close to 99%. They don't tell you that. They just keep feeding you fear. And you eating it up like Zeke, eating it up. Because you have no faith. And you're scared. And you believe everything the government tells you. AKA Satan. But the vaccination is the new form of discrimination. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that if you don't get this. well, goddamn it, I guess I won't be able to do anything but rely on my God, and I know my God is going to come through because guess what? God is the one who created these people who are tricking you right now. So God has the ultimate power in the end of the day. Nobody is more powerful than God, and God will always provide for his children. But anyway, man, that's all I wanted to say. I had to get that off my chest. The vaccination is the new form of discrimination. You know, if you like this video, do your boy a favor, like the video, share the video, comment, support your boy because I'm only giving y'all the truth. But anyway, it's your boy Reggie with the light, and I'm out.